4 times already at this point, and I really don't know how to start this video. So what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. You guys know me by now. I love cars with a black and chrome theme. My NSX, for example, I built this car 3-4 years ago, and I've been in love with the look ever since. It's just so perfect. And recently I picked up a 2002 Ferrari 360 Modena, and I've been driving the crap out of this thing. I absolutely love this car, and in the last video we did a full titanium X-pipe exhaust system on it, along with some 100-cell Sport Cats, and the difference is night and day. This thing went from a quiet, tame Ferrari to a screaming F1 supercar sound. It's phenomenal. I drive the crap out of this thing, but it's nowhere near completed, and it's nowhere near the standard that I want it to be at. We got a whole lot more that we gotta do. Now, going off the title of this video, you guys can probably tell I've got some new wheels for the 360. And like all the other cars that I've built on the channel, I do my research. I do my due diligence to figure out what is the perfect setup that I think will look the best for the car that I'm building. For the NSX, I went with a Blitz 03 setup, and it's a timeless look. It fits the 90s style of this car so well. My Mark IV Supra, I did Workmeisters. It fit the style of that car perfectly. The Toyota Century, I did a 3-piece OEM wheel conversion with the factory wheels, and they fit the car perfectly. And the Ferrari was a little bit more of a challenge to figure out exactly what I wanted. But ultimately, I wanted something that would complement the heritage of this car, but still have that timeless style that we all love. And so after doing a bunch of research, a bunch of looking around, I found the set of wheels that I wanted, pulled the trigger on them, and I'm gonna reveal them to you right now. But before I do that, I wanna ask you guys, can you please like the video? It helps me out a ton. It gets the video shared to new audiences and new people that haven't seen the channel before, and it would really, really mean the world to me. So I really appreciate that. Well, without further ado, here is the new wheels for my Ferrari 360. I spent way too long trying to figure out how to start this video, how to plan it out to where it's like big, crazy, fun reveal of wheels and stuff, and I have no idea how to do it. So I just wanted to reveal them to you guys. And I think that these are going to be the absolute perfect look for this car. Now, what these are is a set of 18-inch OZ Futuras. And the reason that I went with OZ racing wheels is because back in the day, Ferrari used to use OZ racing wheels in their F1 program. From monoblock styles to 3-piece styles, they had it all. So when I got this car, I knew that I wanted to go down that road. I wanted a set of wheels that complemented the OG styling and the F1 styling of this car, but still look amazing in today's standard, and that's why I landed on OZ Futuras. Now, these were not easy to find. I spent weeks and weeks looking on auction sites, Facebook Marketplace, the internet, everywhere. Anyone that had a set wanted astronomical amounts of money for them, which is fair because they're beautiful, beautiful wheels. But I ended up finding a set of them in Japan that needed a little bit of love. I'll put a photo somewhere on the screen of what they looked like when I got them. And basically the only thing that's left of them is the faces. As soon as I got these wheels, I sent them out to Lee Chamorro Boy 86 out in California. You guys may know of him as the 3-piece conversion wheel god. He's the guy that did the wheel conversion on my Toyota Century. He's a gangster. So of course, when I got these, I knew exactly who I had to send them to. And he absolutely knocked these out of the park. He did a brushed, clear face with brand new lips and barrels all polished. They just stand out and they pop so well. And on top of that, you guys can already see that I'm sweating in here. I wrapped these guys in some Heritage Pirelli P0s because what other tire are you gonna run on a Ferrari? We got an 18x9 plus 5 in the front, and we have an 18x11 plus 10 for the back. I went with a moderate stretch, nothing too crazy, something that'll help the wheels fit but not look completely weird. And today we're gonna get them mounted up on the car. Now, I don't think it's gonna be that easy of a job. I think there's gonna be some cutting, some adjusting involved. I did have to get these wheels re-drilled to 5x108. They were 5x114 originally from Japan, but the difference is like a couple millimeters. So honestly, if I pop the caps off, it would just look like normal wheels. They don't look like some of those bolt pattern conversions that you've seen where it looks like the wheel would almost fall apart if you tried to mount it up. It looks pretty normal. So I'm gonna jack this thing up, take the wheels off. We're gonna start playing with the fronts first, see what we're working with, what we have to do, if there's any cutting or adjusting or removing the fender liners that's involved. I'm trying to make the most perfect 360 that I possibly can, and hopefully with the cars that I've built in the past, I can achieve that same goal once again. So let's get started. Official test fit of one of the fronts. You can see she's a little bit pokey. Now, I obviously wasn't hoping that this was going to happen. These cars have camber adjustment, but it's not like a traditional car where, you know, you just loosen an arm and twist the bolt. With this car, you use shims, and I'm gonna try and get this as close to what I'm going for as possible. It looks like the tire stretch is the perfect amount, and once we actually get the wheel to fit, we should be in the clear. But the style of the wheel on the car, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And seeing the red brakes with the yellow cap, I friggin' love it. So now begins the fun time of making this wheel fit. And whatever we do on the driver's side, I'm gonna mirror and do on the passenger side, because obviously I know it's gonna be the same deal over there. I'm just doing the driver's side first because I have a little bit more room. I'll give you guys a crash course lesson real quick with the 360 suspension. So right now, got the wheel back off. You can see the air suspension in there. You got your lower control arm down here, your upper control arm up here. Both of them can be shimmed. And basically what that means is you can stuff spacers behind where the control arm mounts to the chassis to be able to space it out more or less and give yourself some camber. And it looks like there's actually some washers in here already on both sides of the upper control arms, and they're pretty beefy. There's a couple that are down here as well, but I need those. So what I'm gonna try and do is take those washers off, reinstall this control arm, make sure that it doesn't hit the bag when there's load on the suspension, because you don't wanna rub through your bag. And then we'll put the wheel back on, let the car back down, see how it fits, and just kinda keep trying that until we get to the spot that we're looking for here. Taking those washers off, we are able to get this wheel to fit pretty damn close. I'm almost there. I'm almost satisfied. But here's the washer for you. It's a pretty thick washer, honestly. So now that we're at this point, the control arm doesn't hit the bag, which is perfect. There's really not much else I can do with the upper control arm, and they don't make aftermarket adjustable uppers for these cars. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this wheel off again, and I'm gonna disconnect the lower control arm, and I'm actually gonna put these washers on the bottom that I just took off from the top, kind of do a swap, see if I can push the bottom of the wheel out a little bit more. I know that's not gonna give me a lot of adjustment in terms of like pulling the wheel into the fender, but it'll angle it to where it might just give me a little bit more clearance to go just a little bit lower, because I want that fender to lip fitment. I'm not really chasing this tire poking out a little bit here. It looks great, don't get me wrong, and I would be happy leaving it like this, but I know that I could go just a little bit more. So I'm trying to push the limits here, the boundaries of this car without destroying anything. Because one thing I've talked about before in the past is these cars are special to where the front end has just one gigantic fender. And finding a replacement in good shape is like 10 grand. So there's zero excuse if I bake in these fenders. I basically write off 10 grand if I do that. So I really don't want to. I want to make sure that I get this right, get this perfect, and I think we're getting there. We're very close. God, that looks so good. I'm very happy with this. It looks awesome. The clearances are super, super tight, so I don't really have a ton of wiggle room. But for just like an hour or so of modification, we got this front wheel to fit really, really nice and really tight, which looks amazing. Now it is causing the front bumper to bow out just the tiniest little bit here. That obviously won't be a problem when we're aired up, but something to keep in mind in the future because I have something else very special coming for this car. But like everything, I'm still not 100% satisfied. Basically the gap that you see between the wheel and the fender right now, I have almost that same size gap left in threads on the air suspension itself. So I'm very tempted to try and disconnect the air suspension and close this gap just ever so slightly, just a little bit more. But honestly, it's so close to touching tire right now. I don't think me doing that is actually going to make the car any lower. I think it's just going to sit on the tire. So I'm gonna do some thinking, figure out if I can actually do this or not, and I guess we'll see. All right, despite my OCD wanting me to go a little bit lower, I've determined right now I cannot do that just simply because the tire is a little bit too big. If I try anymore, it's just gonna push into the fender, and these fenders, the entire car is aluminum, and I really don't wanna risk bending, cracking, breaking anything. So for now, I'm gonna leave the front at the height that it's at now. It's a really, really good height, and it looks phenomenal, so I'm not upset by any means. I think it looks fucking sick. I mean, just look at that. That is so, so good. So now that I've figured out kind of the formula for the front, I'm gonna replicate that on the passenger side. We can get the front end finished. I'll do the same modifications I just did. We can call the front end done, and then we can move on to the rear, which I suspect is gonna need a little bit more modification. All right, now that we got the front pretty much dialed in, I'm gonna start working on the rear. Now I know there's an 85% chance that I'm gonna need to trim out the inner fender arch in the quarter panels, but I wanna get the wheels test fit, air it down, kind of see where they're at before I make any adjustments like that, because I don't even have an angle grinder here. I think the last time that I had my own angle grinder, I was using it to sand the paint off of the Del Sol 10 years ago. So if I gotta do that, I'll go down to Lowe's, grab a new one. But let's get the back wheel off, test fit it, see what we gotta do. All right, well, it's poking out a decent amount right now with the spacer that I added. There's a decent amount of gap between the brake caliper and the wheel itself, so there's a chance that I might be able to run a bit of a smaller spacer to kind of help with that, but I'm definitely going to need to trim out this inner arch that's in here to get these to fit any tighter. So I'm not even going to try and drop it anymore. I know I got to do that, so let's go to Lowe's and get an angle grinder. All right, so I was about to be impulsive and start trying to dive into this way too early. I ran around, bought a bunch of universal spacers from AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Advanced, everything like that. None of them work on this car because it's 5x108. I was gonna start cutting up universal spacers and get them to work, but instead I'm gonna return them. Sometimes I just get really impatient with that stuff, and you guys could probably understand. I'm excited right now. I wanna see this thing complete, but I'm gonna take my time. Instead of jumping the gun, I'm just gonna get the rear cleared so that it will fit with the correct spacer. So I just put the equivalent stack of washers back on the hub and the wheel back on, aired the car down so that we could see where exactly it's getting into the quarter area. And I basically just took a Sharpie and drew a little line on the inside of where I need to trim. Ran over to Lowe's, grabbed an angle grinder, good old Craftsman, and now we get to start cutting up a Ferrari. And it's gonna look fucking awesome. All right, boys, now going back from here. Time to cut up a Ferrari. All right, now I might be getting a little bit greedy, but off first rip, first time sanding this down, wheel fits perfect. You know, I'm able to air all the way down, no issues there. There's actually a decent bit of gap in this section, but over here it's just a little bit tighter. And right now I'm thinking maybe there is a chance I can make the inch spacer work. So I'm not too far off from making that work. And right now, honestly, I think that would be the better move anyways, because the front right now technically is fender to lip, but pokes out just like a millimeter or two. You can see the lip, but in the back, it's not the case. The back is tucking. I want all four corners to match. So I'd rather not have the rear tucking and the front poking. So I'm gonna take the wheel back off, see if I can shave out just a little bit more, try the inch spacer, and if it works, hallelujah, that's fucking sick. This is by far the best case scenario, I guess, out of today. Thought I did my calculations right off the first take, I guess. Went to go put it on, thought it was way too much, started panicking, started running around town trying to look for different style spacers and things to make the wheels work perfectly in the back. Came to the conclusion that I should just be smart and wait. So I ordered the spacers that I thought that I needed, and then I clearanced the back quarter panel and put the wheel on with the spacer size that I ordered, and I realized I had room. I had more room to go. So I shaved just a little bit more, and I was able to use the 1-inch spacer that I had already modified, cut, ready to go for me. And I guess all that panic was for nothing, but the car is sitting on the ground on 3 wheels. I got one more corner to do, just clearance that side, get the wheel on, and then we're good. This whole thing has been terrifying to me. Like, I have done stancy stuff to a lot of cars in my life, but obviously a Ferrari is special, and you want to take care and do things the right way. The car's sitting proper, looks amazing, and I'm so happy. Well, I never thought that I would even be close to topping the NSX when I had built that car, and taking a step back and seeing this thing in a different environment, finally with some good wheels on it, I'm getting up there with the NSX, I think. This thing just, I don't know, it's just got that presence. The drive went perfect. Everything feels really, really good. No rubbing, no weird things like that. Fenders are still nice and clean. Still need to work on like ride height and getting that all dialed in. Right now I'm driving a little bit higher up just because I'm sketched out, but eventually I'll lower it back down and we'll find a better ride height. But God, this is too good. I know that this was just a video of me putting wheels on a car and it's not like anything that crazy, but at the end of the day, I'm just one guy in a garage in my backyard. I don't got a team working for me or anything like that. I just want to wrench on cars and have a good time. And I'm definitely having a good time right now looking at this thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Obviously I have bigger plans for this car and I have more things coming. So there will be videos very, very soon to continue the Ferrari 360 build. We're not done yet. It's nowhere near close to being finished, and I'm very, very excited. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. Like I said earlier, please leave a like for me. It really means a lot. Helps the videos get shared around. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.